Hello!
Hi!
Today we're going to build a ladder.
Yay!
So to build the ladder, first we need a workspace that doesn't have a gigantic hole in it.
Hole?
To that end, yes, thank you for pointing out the hole. To that end, I got this board that'll fit in there. It's got a tiny bit of wiggle room. Some of these are slotted together. We'll figure out spacing and screw them together later.
Yes.
But today we're going to build a ladder, and I decided not to buy a ladder. I'm going to build a ladder. And I'm going to build it out of these boards, which I've already cut.
And then these?
And those round things, which have not been cut. And they're way too freaking long.
Yeah.
That's how they come. So these, I got 4 boards here. What I'm going to do, I got the ends kind of chamfered there so I don't have a 90-degree thing that can jam a kid in the face. I'll probably clean them up later. I got 2 pairs of them. These are for both sides of the ladder. I'm going to drill holes in one of them, the inner one, and have the rungs go through that. And then the outer one will just be sandwiched on the outside of that.
Oh,
so you won't see the holes poking through. You know, it'll be a nice clean like this surface. And that'll also double up this, so this isn't, because like this is flexible enough I can just kind of squeeze them in and out, but if they're double that thickness, then they're stiffer. Right? I mean, I know it's just kids going up and down, but like kids are rough on stuff. We're gonna have to shorten these, because like these are like full sword fighting length. And the opening for that hole that the camera's pointing through is about half this. So we're probably gonna cut a lot of these in half, and it looks, I'm just eyeballing it now. It looks like I bought way too many of these. How far apart should they be?
Let's see.
6 inches? Yeah, let's go to tape measure.
8 inches apart.
8, because I don't want them to be like ultra close together, but I don't want them to be like 1.5 feet apart and the kid can't climb it.
But 6 is too close.
6 is too close. 8?
Yeah, 8.
8? Okay, we've reached a consensus.
Because it's like, think of them like going up a step.
So I'm going to measure it, and I'm actually going to mark it. Let's see, I got to figure out which one's the inner ones. Okay, so we're going to measure it out and mark it on one of these, and then I'm going to drill it through both. I have my rickety old drill press and a Forstner bit ready to go, 7/8 of an inch, which is the size of this dowel, 7/8 of an inch. So let's measure this all out on this thing. We're going to start measuring from the bottom and see what happens.
Okay.
This wonderful tape measure that doesn't hold itself out. So 8 inches was the decision?
It sort of is now, isn't it?
Kinda. Is 8.
16. 32. Wait, is it?
32?
No, wait.
You're going to have to go back to school.
24.
There is a 32, however. And then we're probably going to have to do something to make sure it goes in the middle.
40.
48. Okay, so you'll get your way.
Yeah. Because I'm right.
You'll get your way, and then, of course, you're always right, right?
Yes.
Yes. What wife is going to disagree with that, huh?
I mean, what have you learned in the last 10 years of marriage?
No comment. And I don't mean like I'm not making a comment. Like, that's what I've learned. The answer to a lot of things is no comment. And it saves you a lot of trouble. So that's where we're going. And I'm
Not true.
What? Says you.
I never enjoyed your no comment ever.
Okay, so they're going to put a line in the middle. And a nice thing about a Forstner bit, it's not a normal drill bit. It has like a point in the middle. And the point is really easy to like center on whatever you're drilling into.
Oh, and then it'll drill.
And then it has like some barbs on the outside, 2 of them. So it cuts a clean hole, and then it's got like things that scoop up and dig all the junk out. So it's a really nice drill bit.
But it's a rickety old one.
The drill press is rickety old, but the bit is nice.
Oh, okay. Because the press is from like your dad, right?
Yeah, like 1980.
1980?
And
it's older than you.
Hey, old tools are very good, but this is not a very good old tool. This is a very rickety, cheap benchtop old tool.
Isn't that the Montgomery one?
Montgomery Ward's, yep. Some of the best machine tools are the really old ones.
Yeah.
But the best really old ones weren't this big. They were like big.
Did Montgomery Ward's go out of business because of the quality of their products?
No, they didn't make the products.
Oh.
They're like Sears. They're just rebranded everything, I think.
Oh.
All right, so I'm going to...
Oh, and you can just go through both of them.
I can go through both of them,
Oh, that's easy.
which will not be filmed because I'm actually going to do it in the laundry room.
Yes.
So
Magic of
be right back.
editing.
Alright, well that's going to be fun to clean up later. So,
Ooh.
counting, we need 5 dowels. And I have several more than that. And they're all twice as long. So,
Well, let's measure exactly how long you will need them.
well, I kind of pre-measured and they got to be exactly half this long.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
So let's do a fancy transition, okay?
Okay.
And go! I hope that worked. This old Tony does a lot of transitions like that. I've never tried one. This will be fun to edit. So, now...
We have all the pieces.
Yes, and one extra. Get lost. Now, let's use the screws. We're going to wedge these together like this. And, again, we're going to screw them together. I'm not going to glue these parts together. I'm going to screw them together. Then I'm going to glue in the dowels with these ridiculous clamps. I got the other one out of the garage. We're going to use these screws.
Very short.
They're 1 1/4 inches. So each of these is 3/8 or 3/4 thick. So 3/4 plus 3/4 equals 6/4. 1 1/4 is 5/4. So this will not poke through the outer sides. We're not going to see it.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to put these underneath where the dowels go. So when the dowels are in, they'll kind of hide the screws.
How many are you going to put in each of them?
Probably 3.
3. So one in the middle, one in the bottom.
Yep. I really haven't planned any of this ahead of time. I'm just kind of winging it as I go.
I don't know. You kind of sound like you gave it some thought.
Yeah, I gave it about 5 milliseconds of thought.
5 milliseconds, and you
It's
decided
usually all I do. Yeah.
put the screws underneath.
Yep. So you can't see them.
That came from 5 milliseconds of thought.
Yeah. You know how it's going to be sitting there when you're looking at it, right? So you don't have to think that hard to figure out where you're going to hide the fasteners.
So why do you keep thinking of hiding them?
Because these are black, ugly screws.
You couldn't find like not so black ones.
Not in the garage that I had already on hand.
Oh.
We want the bevel to be on the opposite end of where the screws are in each one. So these are opposite if I put them like this. Otherwise I'd have to flip them around. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yep, but putting it like this hides this nasty little crack. It also hides that ugly sticker, and I don't have to remove it. We're hiding everything today.
What about that sticker?
Who cares? It's not a perfect plan. I only thought for a few milliseconds. Gotta give me a little longer if you want anything done right.
I mean, I did request to build this like several months ago.
Details. Details.
Several.
Little nastiness here. The Forstner bit must be getting dull. I've
After
only had it like 3 years. Boom. Good enough.
boom.
Now let's test fit these. Might need to get a mallet.
Are you telling me to go get it?
I'm not sure you know where to find the mallet.
They're not hanging when they're shipping?
I don't think I have a mallet. I think it's the bigger issue. There, that looks like a ladder. Some of these are tighter than others. You disappoint me, Menard's Wood. You don't, actually, because I didn't expect anything better.
Well, so far, Menard's wood were never equally cut.
Wood, man, this is cold wood glue. It's never frozen. You don't want to freeze it. But another thing that you don't want with the wood glue, you don't want to see like a dry ring, what looks like a dry ring around the top.
I kind of see it.
Kind of see it a little bit. This glue is not very good. That happens when the glue gets old, even though I haven't used it enough.
Well, it's
Yeah,
still
there's
kind of flowy.
Crud on there. Well, that ring that looks like dry glue on the top, it's not that it's dry, it's that the chemicals are separating. Not so great. And instead of dumping it in the bottom of the hole and just squidging this down in there, I'm actually going to put it along the bottom of the here, because that way you get it all the way around this surface. And this is the surface that you want to stick. I'm going to put a little on the bottom too.
Do you need a mallet?
Nah, I don't need a mallet. So the other neat thing about this glue, it's going to swell. The moisture might swell the wood, which sticks it in there even harder.
Well, I mean, the way you're going to put it together, it's kind of impossible for it to fall out, you know?
That's true. It is. It's not only going to be glued, like it's going to be screwed onto the thing in a way that it can't really move.
Yeah, I feel like this will become virtually impossible for our kids to destroy. They'd have to be pretty crazy to somehow destroy it.
Yeah, well, you say that, but you know they'll find a way. Like they say on Jurassic Park, life finds a way. Dinosaurs want to survive, kids want to destroy everything. And you see this little bit of squeeze out there? I'm not going to wipe that off. It's gonna take a couple days to get super rock hard. But in the meantime, it'll go through like a sort of hard, sort of stiff period. And when that happens, I'm going to take a little X-Acto knife and just kind of cut it right off.
Oh, it's cleaner that way.
Yeah, it's cleaner that way because if you smear it, then you rub it into the wood. Another good way to do it, probably the best way to do it, would be to put down a bunch of masking tape around where the wood's going to squeeze out, and then do this, and then peel the masking tape off. But I'm not that ambitious at the moment, so we're going to do it the chisel it off when it's half dry method. And you do that just in case in the future you want to apply a finish or a paint or something. Nothing screws up absorption like glue.
I'm trying to think how you're going to put that other one on top.
Just going to line up, get it fitting in, and then I'm going to beat the crap out of it till it slides down enough.
I want to help, but I'm not tall enough.
It's fine.
I'm like doing nothing here.
You're keeping me company.
Since when did you need company?
I don't know, that's a good question. I have enough company with the voices in my head. But they tell me to do bad things, and you might stop me from doing something dumb.
I don't know. I'm an enabler.
Yes, you are an enabler. That is true.
Which is why you have so many hobbies, right?
Yep.
So I'm like, sure, do that one, and that one, and that one, and why not, you know? Are you going to glue this side too?
Yep, I'm going to line it, make sure it all lines up. It should line up at least reasonably well. I don't know how straight the dowels are, but
well,
at least I cut the things with a drill press. That's guaranteed not straight. All right, good enough. So let's glue that. Let's glue them up.
how hard do you have to press it?
Probably very hard.
I mean, how hard are you squeezing the glue?
Very hard. I think it's still a bit cold. Man, it's going to get to like 18 below zero here in a couple days. It's one thing people say, isn't it cold where you live? It's like, well, you know, the first couple minutes in your car is kind of chilly. And walking from the car to the house is kind of chilly. And then it's like 70 degrees the rest of the time.
I know, like the only time I really cared about how cold outside was when we were in college, because we had to walk to classes.
Yeah. There, they're sort of in.
And I imagine you're going to squeeze it together with the clamp, right?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Here, I'm going to transition this to the floor.
Alright. Turns out we do have a mallet.
That's better. You couldn't see that, but I used a dumbbell to smash them together. And I don't think I dented the crap out of the wood too much.
No, you can't even tell.
It's not even warping. Nice. Oh, something's warping though.
Huh.
Well, it's not the ladder. It's probably these floorboards which aren't nailed down yet. Nice thing about these clamps, these ends are always like parallel, so I can just stick them like so. Popping it in. Huh. Now I gotta go over there. And I don't have the ladder.
Because the ladder is up here.
Because I'm holding the ladder.
Now, how long will it take for the glue to dry?
Well, you can clamp it for like a half hour, and then it's pretty good. What I'm gonna do is probably just leave it clamped. They say you can reach maximum strength in 24 hours with this glue. But it hardens after, it hardens more the couple days following that. So I'm really just going to leave it clamped for 24 hours. At that point, I'll chisel the glue away.
Okay.
Probably won't record that because it's like, really? Chiseling glue away? I don't even know why I'm clamping it because I had to use a dumbbell to slam them together. They're not, oh yeah, some glue dripping. It's fine. And the way I'm going to attach this to the board, to the thing, is through the back of one of these end boards. With some big long screws that'll go all the way through the back of this. So the whole thing, well, the ladder will be held up by it sitting on the ground. And the big screws through the back are just going to like keep it up against the side. But they'll really keep it up against the side.
So then when our kids are climbing, their weight's not going to rip it off the side?
Right. All right, so that's that. There's a ladder.
Ladder.
And then I guess next time it's just screwing all the bits together.
Yeah.
And that'll be that. I'm thinking if we're going to paint it, let's do milk paint.
Yes.
Because this is pine wood. Pine wood, very absorbing. If you varnish pine, it gets all splotchy. If you milk paint on pine, it doesn't matter because it's paint. That's all the time we have.
Yes.
And yeah, it's very late. So I'm going to go pass out on the couch for a little while. And then wake up at 3 in the morning, then brush my teeth and go to bed. Sound like a plan?
Yes.
Great.